your hosts, Troy
and Jordan.
I have the pleasure of serving as the Director of Student Outreach for the College of Humanities and Social Sciences, and again I'm joined by Jordan Hassani, who serves as a CHSS Student Ambassador. You want to expound upon that because you do a lot in the college.
Yeah, I'm a student.
What's your major?
Psychology with minor in criminology and a couple of other things.
And we're happy to have him. We're happy to have you all coming to George Mason University in the fall. So let's go ahead and get started because to my understanding we have a number of questions that you all have submitted to us that we are here to try and answer. Our first question comes from an anonymous submitter. The question is, how do I know which clubs to join? That's an excellent question, and I'll start off by saying that a good resource for you is si.gmu.edu. SI stands for Student Involvement. On their website, you can find a host of different student organizations that are interest-based, that are academic-based, that you may be interested in joining. Jordan, do you have anything to add?
Yes, I do actually. Everything's on Mason 360 as well.
Yes.
Yeah, so all the clubs are also listed on Mason 360, which you can sign in with, I think, Patriot or your Patriot Web information. That's all the same.
Yeah, so Mason 360, again, to Jordan's point, is an excellent resource to find out more about student organizations, but also a variety of different events happening in and around campus. I'm going to toss the mic over to you, Jordan, even though we're not allowed to touch it, right?
That's correct.
To address the next question.
What is the employment outlook like for CHSS students post-graduation?
I would rephrase the question and say, what can you do with a CHSS degree, a College of Humanities and Social Sciences degree? And that is both a beautiful thing and a difficult thing to navigate because the options are boundless, right? I think that it boils down to the experiences. It boils down to your research experiences. It boils down to the internships that you're involved in because everything that you're doing while you're here at Mason, you're adding to your resume, right? So let's say arbitrarily 400 students are graduating with a psychology degree, right? Jordan is one out of those 400 students. How does his resume look in comparison to theirs, right? What's differentiating, right, you from them? That is why it's so important to have a group of people at Mason, the support network, whether it's professors, whether it's your academic advisor, whether it's your peers, who you can bounce ideas off of, right? Make sure that you're getting involved on campus. You're taking part in these link-up events, which is an opportunity to connect with alumni and community partners. So you can start narrowing down your focus. Where do I want to be? Go onto job boards, look at the job postings. Maybe it's Handshake, maybe it's Indeed.com or USAJobs.gov, right? See what requirements, what specialties they're looking for, and then take that and apply it as an undergraduate and gain those experiences. You can literally do anything, right? Maybe you can't be a nurse, maybe you can't be a lawyer because you need a nursing degree, you need a law degree. You can do that, right? Post your bachelor's degree. But the options, again, are boundless, and I'm just going to leave it at that. But again, finding your people, finding your support network, narrowing down your focus of study, and don't think that you have to figure that all out during your first year at Mason. You have time.
I want to begin stepping outside of my comfort zone while at college. What advice do you have? So stepping outside of your comfort zone, I mean, I guess you would just do just that, is step outside. Just, if you're not feeling very comfortable just walking up and talking to someone, then maybe you should try that if you want to step outside your comfort zone.
I think that a little bit of disturbance also has you're going to love this. This is really philosophical, even though I'm not a philosophy major, Jordan. A little bit of disturbance has the potential to foster new growth if you allow it, right? You have to step outside of your comfort zone in order to experience that growth. There are introverts and extroverts in the world, right? So it can be little steps, it can be big steps. And if all else fails, you have Jordan and me here. We're both more than willing to chat with you. Have a hot chocolate, have a cup of coffee at Panera. We're totally down for that. My title as Director of Student Outreach is exactly that. It's student outreach, so don't feel shy. In one capacity or another, whether it's a CHSS student ambassador like Jordan, whether it's somebody in my position, we're all here to work with students, and we want that.
Will you pay for the hot chocolate?
I will. Yeah, I won't pay for more than one cup of hot chocolate, but first cup's on me.
You hear that?
All right, I got the next question here. What food places should I try on campus? I'm not biased toward one food place over the other, but before we actually got started, Jordan did whisper in my ear. He said, make sure that you say Blaze Pizza. So Blaze Pizza would be a good option for you if you're looking to chow down on some freshly made, oven-baked pizza, right? They make it right in front of you. That's pretty cool. That's in the Johnson Center. Panera is a go-to for me. Additionally, I want to give one more option. You have another
There's
option?
a few good options.
Chick-fil-A is legit.
It is really good.
Chick-fil-A is located in Student Union Building 1 or Sub 1 on the lower level. I'll give Chick-fil-A my vote. Chipotle. Yeah, you gotta have some Chipotle.
Yeah.
Whereas I like to call it Chipotle. There's a lot of options, right? Your fail-safe is obviously going to be the dining facilities on campus. Southside, they have a variety within their food bars that you can partake in. It's a wide variety. Next question.
What is your advice for finding internships? Handshake is the one huge resource that as soon as you ask this question, everyone is probably going to give it to you as Handshake.
Mm-hmm.
They're really good about finding, and there's other stuff, but Handshake's really good for internships, jobs as well, even after college.
Also check out Career Services, right? Career Services, they have a wide variety of resources available to you to include industry-specific advisors. Check them out, right? They are a resource that students need to tap into. Where is the best spot on campus to study?
You know this?
I don't, but that's why I thought it was interesting, right? Because that's going to be contingent on the person, I think. It's going to be contingent on what type of studying environment they like, right? Whether it is better for them to be in a more public place, quieter place. It just depends, right? But I think what's really cool about Mason is you're going to have just a litany of locations to choose from. And what I know best probably is this building that we're in right now, Horizon Hall. There are nooks and crannies within this building. There are study spaces within this big building. There are conference rooms that you can book and you can actually study with, people in your class, right? So it just depends. It might be good to dedicate an hour or so just walking around campus, walking into these different buildings and seeing what resonates with you, right? Seeing what you gravitate towards, because at the end of the day, at the risk of sounding redundant, we're all different and we all like to study different.
All right, that's the next one. How can I learn more about study abroad? That's a really easy question. There's a whole office dedicated to that. Global Education Office. So that's in the JC on the second floor. You can look it up as well, but they'll actually, they have students there, I think graduate students. So basically they'll have someone meet with you and tell you about all the opportunities available for you for study abroad, what credits you can get, course credits you can get, and I think they will even tell you about scholarship opportunities to help pay for study abroad as well, to basically make it you're paying the same as in-state tuition or whatever your tuition is.
You have to think about it too, right? We're constantly marketing study abroad. Do this, right? We have to have funding to back that up. So if you are interested in a study abroad program, maybe a short-term program over winter break or a semester-long program, usually there are funding opportunities associated with that program. So at the very least, it doesn't hurt to inquire about those funding opportunities, because they're out there. I took advantage of it when I was an undergraduate student. When I went to the Peruvian Amazon. A lot of students do. My favorite question. I saved this one second to last for me. How often should I meet with my academic advisor? Academic advising, that is the lifeblood of a university. And yes, I'm biased because I used to be an academic advisor. Academic advising is where the rubber meets the road. Chances are you've already met with your academic advisor before orientation, during orientation, and you'll be meeting with that person throughout your time here at Mason, and oftentimes, sometimes beyond. I still have a couple of advisors, a couple of former students who are in the workplace and they're still reaching out to me. So these are lifelong connections for some of y'all. But as it relates to how often you should be meeting with your academic advisor, I would say at least once a semester, right? You might be really good at figuring out your degree works, right? Your degree audit, what requirements you need. but it never hurts to touch base with your advisor, right, before you register for your next semester's worth of classes, right? Meet with them for 5 minutes or 30 minutes. Just touch base with them. Because outside of just course recommendations, oftentimes your advisors are there to help you explore a host of other opportunities outside of the classroom that you may not be aware of. So, long story long, meet with your advisor.
So that actually leads perfectly into this next question.
I'm really nervous about managing the workload. Any tips? This is a great question. Again, I think this is somewhat of a subjective question because what's hard for me might be easy for you, or vice versa. I think, again, it goes back to finding a support network at Mason, putting yourself out there, speaking with your academic advisor, stopping by counseling and psychological services, right? If you're worried about managing your course workload, maybe you need to take a breather. Maybe you need to take advantage of the massage chair located within that office. Maybe you need to stop by learning services and pick up tips and tricks associated with managing your course workload. You know you better than anyone else does, but at the end of the day, you have to make sure that you're communicating your needs, your situation to people so they can help you. If you're not communicating what you need, then we're not going to necessarily know how to help you. Again, as I said earlier in one of the previous questions, we're all here to support you in one capacity or another. You just have to reach out to us. And please be aware of the add and drop deadlines associated with your courses for the semester. You can find all of that information on catalog.gmu.edu.
Like for me, feeling stressed out, like I feel less stressed when I'm more in control of the situation. And the only way to make myself or yourself more in control of it is to like push ahead and do those things that actually put you in a better spot for wherever you're looking to go during your degree and after you finish.
And I think that concludes our Ask Us Anything session. Any closing remarks, any profound remarks we want to relay to the audience?
Yeah, I mean, we're all going different places, so of course all of our paths are going to look a little different. And we all, even if we're going to the same place, we get there in different ways.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is your 4 years where you're pretty much free to do whatever you want to explore. Try to explore your passions, and if you can, do extra stuff on campus and mix it in with your passion somehow.
Don't compare yourself to other people, right? You might be looking at, you choose an example, Jordan. Jordan's doing X, Y, and Z. I better be doing X, Y, and Z. Jordan's on a particular pathway. He has certain goals in mind. Those goals may differ from yours, right? You can touch base with Jordan, ask him what's going on and, what he's doing and how he's planning to, utilize his experiences to get into those places. But that doesn't have to be your pathway, right? I think that's one of the beautiful things about being within the College of Humanities and Social Sciences is that every one of you, each and every one of you, you're all different. You're all coming from different walks of life. You're all expecting something a little bit different out of your college experience. Embrace that. Embrace the uniqueness associated with that. And with that being said, thank you all for your kind attention. Until next time, assuming that we get enough likes.
Yes.